Hello, creatives! On this video, I'm gonna give you 5 tips about how to create an inclusive form. Do you want to create an accessible form? So keep with me because on this video, I'm gonna show you what you need to do in order to nail the accessibility on forms. But before we start, I must say that this is the 8th video about a series where I've been sharing the entire process of creating a UI accessibility kit. I am MAIANE designer, and right now I gotta go to the computer. And here I am, and I gotta show you how to create this cool and accessible form. Let's go to the Adobe XD, and there you can see that in order to create a cool and accessible form, the first thing you must do, you must add labels to all of your inputs, like name, password, date, phone. This is really important in order to identify your input. And the second tip, labels are different than placeholder. Like placeholder is this text that go inside the input, and label is this name that go just normally above or just before the input. And it's very important to know this difference because have you ever seen a form that looks just like this one? This is a form that has just placeholders. It doesn't have labels. And the problem about it is, let's imagine that someone's typing his name. When the person hits to type his name, the name disappears and there is no label, nothing that is indicating what is supposed to be there. For someone who has some kind of cognitive troubles, they can have a hard time trying to access and to achieve the task of completing this form. So remember, placeholders and labels aren't the same thing. And talking about placeholders, here goes the third tip. Don't rely on placeholders. What do you mean? Let's check, for example, this date file. It has this date format as a placeholder. Imagine that the person will start to type in the date. And once it taps, like for example, if I tap on name, it just disappears. The person won't know how she or he is supposed to fill this form. So it's important that when the cursor is inside the file like this, the date format can go to the label. This way we will ensure that the form will be accessible and the person won't have some kind of anxiety or any other trouble related to not knowing about how he or she is supposed to fill this form. Make sure to have the placeholders on labels when placeholders weren't turned on. And here goes the fourth tip. Take care about the error messages because it's really important to take care about how the error will be reported on someone has some kind of trouble trying to fill your form, for example. Let's check this example here. Here I have put an error message for our name. For example, insert your name. Imagine that the person had tried to click here to continue and there was just the name that he or she hadn't filled, so this error message that showed up. What is good about this error message? First one, this is simple and clear. It says, insert your name. Like everything that the person must need in order to continue and to fill their name, it's insert your name. So this is one good thing about it. Second thing, don't trust just some color. For example, this has this red thing, and I have also added this icon because for someone who is colorblind, they can see that there's an icon there. And this way it will be easier for them to know that the error is on that file. And of course, there is also the message to reinforce what we are trying to say to the user. And the third good thing about error message is that it's close to the file it belongs. This is very important because you can't say like insert your name here because it's related to this file. If someone uses, for example, the magnifier glass to watch your screen and they can see just this part of the screen, they won't see the text that is above it. So try to put the error message just close to the files that they belong. And the last tip to create a cool and accessible form is prefer creating one column form. Have you ever seen forms that they have these two columns? For example, they have a column here and a column here with phone and here password and here date, and like a lot of columns, and you don't have an order about how to read that and this kind of stuff. This is bad because in order to the screen reader to understand your screen, it's very important they follow some kind of order that's logical for them to read. This is why if you don't need a lot of columns and this kind of stuff, and normally we don't need, then prefer to use single column forms. This way it will be better for the desktop, and when your developer are going to make the responsive size, this will be easier either, because otherwise they would know which one goes first and which one goes later. This can really create a huge mess, and there is no need for it. So I hope that you like the tip, that you like the form, that will create incredible and accessible forms. And of course, if you like, please subscribe, leave your comments, leave your likes, and let's keep following. Thanks.